It's time. It's finally time. We are the Elijah Wood gif from Lord of the Rings. This is it, the last time we'll ever have to talk about this show.
Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah,
Yes.
huzzah, huzzah.
Last time we were forced to talk about it. I had a feeling this will come up, but it'll be in much funnier, kind of quick passing, like sarcastic ways later on in our life. And I think we'll never forget this long journey we've been on, for good or ill. I'm hoping that as time goes on, we'll look back and at least be able to laugh a little
I'm
bit.
not there yet.
Yeah.
PLD.
That's fair because I'm not there yet either. But I can't help but feel a little bit giddy that we are finishing up. That's the good thing. So let's get right into it. If you are here for the first time and you love the 2009 remake of V, more power to you, and I wish you well. You might not want to watch us.
No.
Yeah, we
Want to know
don't.
about PLD, but definitely not me.
Yeah, I guess I found some things okay in this episode, but that's better than last episode anyway for me. But even those things are me very much trying to find the good in it. That's what I always try to do. I try to find the good in things. Quite often I succeed a little bit, but it's been very difficult these past couple of weeks. Season 1 was a slog, and season 2, which promised to be better from everything I had read, it just got more and more outlandishly stupid and more outlandishly just poor choices all around. I don't know how you can surround yourself with performers like this and come up with the slog they have to say, but
Like, what do you think the conversation was when they got these scripts? Oh my!
I
There
hope
goes
I
my
made enough.
career.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, how can I get out of this? Can I write myself out of this? Can I get killed? And how many years did they sign a deal for? Did they sign 2 seasons? They signed 3 seasons? Who knows what they signed initially, but we got a couple of characters that got killed off in this episode. Um, I liked seeing them go, and I felt better for them for going, but I guess it didn't matter anyway because it was all done. They weren't going to come back in season 3, I don't think.
I'm trying to think at the time, were the bigger names the people who got killed off?
Well, Morris Chestnut left. I don't know how big of a name he was at that point, but he was big enough, I think. He got killed off. Jane Badler wasn't really a big name, but she was killed off. And that was probably my least favorite part of this episode. Not because of what happened, but because of how much they wasted her throughout the entirety of her run. And
Just
then
a hamster spinning around on a wheel.
that is pretty much it. That's pretty much it. But we're going to get there. Let's start from the very beginning here. We open up. I actually enjoyed the opening sequence a little bit.
Uh-oh.
The dream. I didn't mind the dream. I thought it was like the way they kind of came in, Tyler and her were kind of back together, and then like had a big Erica versus Anna showdown in her head. And because it was a dream, I thought it was fine. And then she woke up next to Hobbs, and I kind of said, "This is not good. This is not good." You didn't even like the dream. Okay.
Oh no, I hated it.
Oh, did you? Okay. Woo.
Yeah, I mean, we've been having the parallel of Erica and Anna as mothers, but this whole her being concerned she's becoming Anna, like, it's dumb. Listen, I'm all for pacifism, but like if someone is coming at you with a knife and you defend yourself, that doesn't make you as bad as that person. Full stop. That's it.
Agreed. I think there's an interesting story to be had there, in terms of do we use the tools of our enemies? I just watched Andor, Star Wars Andor, which I loved very much, and a lot of times they were using some like the rebellion, but you'd be using despicable methods of the Empire in order to defeat the Empire, and sometimes it's necessary, but it does cost somebody somewhat. It does cost some people their, I wouldn't say I'm not gonna use the word soul here because of quite frankly, especially in this series, we don't want to talk about souls anymore.
It just kind of gets into like what is it? The paradox of indifference. That's not what it's called. The paradox of intolerance.
Mm.
You know, vaguely, I think there's a analogy there, but yeah, like it's basically what I said before. Like it's okay to do something that if you remove all context would be bad, but as the context exists, I mean, to get Machiavelli about it, you're ultimately doing the much better good.
So you're saying for the greater good is worth it.
Yeah.
That's fair. I got that's a definitely a fair point. I think it can be an interesting character struggle, but if it's written properly, those are very magic words for this show. If it's written properly, in this case, we never
Yeah.
really feel that way with Erica. Erica just kind of does her thing. She just kind of comes and goes. Like she like does her thing, and then she feels bad about it, and she talks to Kyle and gets better about it. Then she talks to Jack and feels bad about it, and that's like the crux of
Every episode.
every episode, actually. Absolutely. So um we did go to the ship though and get a little bit of great. I give Marcus a lot of credit for his emotioning acting, like his like one note acting that shows that there's something underneath that we can't quite see, kind of thing. I will give Laura Vandervoort some credit during this opening sequence or near opening sequence where we see Anna hugging Amy like a child, and you come in, you see Lisa seeing it and just watching it, and like she's upset by it, but she doesn't fully show it on her face. Laura Vanderveer has been a very bright, shining surprise to me. You told me that at the beginning. I said at the beginning I didn't like her in this show, and I didn't. But she has proven herself worthy, and I will eat my hat, and I'll give credit where credit's due. And not just because I'm looking for something positive.
That's not your hair?
It is not. Surprisingly enough, I know. I think I did a show once without my hat.
I think I've seen you exactly one time without the hat.
And people have lost their minds. It's a branding thing, I guess, right? People know me now for it. I can't wear it to work, so I don't wear it to work.
I'm assuming it's like your whoopee, like you don't go anywhere without it.
This is the second one, by the way. My daughter got me the first one, and like it got like really beat up and dirty, and like I didn't ever want to get rid of it. My wife was yelling at me, I had to wash it in like the dishwasher and stuff to try to get it clean. And then my daughter just got me a new one. So I got to replace the older one. So I still have the older one actually in my room somewhere.
I mean, what do you even wash it with? Shampoo?
My wife told me she'd wash it. I don't know. I gave it to her to let me let her wash it, and I just kind of made sure she didn't throw it away. But either way, it is on my head now and will never go away. What is in front of the camera, at least on this show, or any of my shows. All right. So in basically a recap of last episode, Diana calls and says that we got to get going quicker. We got to do this thing quicker, even though they're not set up to do it. We have a big strike happening. And obviously it's like, I just realized like when I was watching this episode, oh, this is the season finale. They're going to try to do some kind of big action piece. And then they didn't really do a big action piece.
Yeah.
How could you even fail at that? Like, you're trying to make this was their last attempt, their last Hail Mary to get a season 3. And they go out with a lot of whimpering, basically. They do clean house a little bit, and they set things up. I do say they did set things up to a way where, like, I feel like if we had started with season 3, we could have done something with the show, maybe. But of course, the season 1 and 2 had already got buried.
I doubt that.
We'll get there. Let's see what we got. We got Lisa bring an immolation gun to help break out Diana. But let's get to the crux of this plan. The plan that the resistance comes up with is to have Lisa kidnapped
Yeah.
in order to get Anna there for assassination.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm not entirely off board with this idea.
How
they're gonna have Lisa killing her mom. The equivalent of like a 17-year-old girl who has been reluctantly helping, who already once buckled under the pressure in front of her mom, and you're going to believe that she is going to pull the gun and kill her mom. And what's worse about it is why? Why don't they just have Hobbs in there with a sniper rifle? Like, what? They plan is they
Also,
could get
Lisa
her?
could just kill her mom in her sleep.
Yes. Yes. It's like, if Lisa could do it, if Lisa can do it, then that would be a much easier way.
But also, the way that they just like the planning of it. Okay, the execution of what they show us on screen. I am speechless. Why was Jack at the FBI saying the fifth column contacted him about her being abducted, and Chad is reporting this, and that's how Anna learns about like Jack would be arrested.
Yep.
Chad would probably be arrested, or Anna would go after Chad for not telling her about Anna and putting it on the news and broadcasting it before informing her. There were so many things that just didn't. It's so bafflingly dumb. I could not wrap my mind around what they were thinking.
I mentioned this last episode that when we were talking about Man of Steel, and I said, like, if you're having fun with something, you can excuse things. And that's a true
Yeah,
thing. That's a true statement. And a lot of times,
totally.
plenty of shows that we watch, I'm kind of like, they make no sense. They're stupid. But you're having fun with hell. Honestly speaking, the 1985 weekly series of V that we watched, a lot of stupid things that didn't make a lot of sense. We still had fun with it. We had Marc Singer. We had
Hey,
Michael
that
Ironside.
horse spaceship gun battle
Right.
was physics and it
Right.
works, okay?
We loved it. We had fun with it. We had fun making fun of it. This, we're not having fun. So we're picking apart every last bit of like info, and this show can't hold up to that. It's just a very poorly written show and on every level. I mean, even beyond the science aspects of it, which we've gotten into before, this is the worst science show I've ever seen. For a sci-fi show that completely have no idea what they're talking about. Like, I feel like junior high level science kids could have written better. Like, as far as could have written science parts of it better.
It kind of feels like Amir Shavan. So he watched an American action movie and then he tried to make one of his own, and that movie was Samurai Cop. But at least the people in the movie
Knew what it
recognized how
was.
stupid it was
Right.
and had fun with it, which is one of the many reasons why that movie is so entertaining.
Right. These performers, these actors here are trying their damnedest to do something with, but like it's almost like they should know better. Like they should know what it is at this point and they give into it. But maybe it's just kind of a paycheck thing. I don't know what it is. That they're too professional to try to make something work, but it is just so dumb the whole way through. So the other part of this plan, and I guess is why it necessitated Lisa not killing her in her sleep, because they needed Anna off the ship so that Ryan could go in with Joshua and free Diana
The fact that Ryan is going back on the ship
again.
enrages me beyond the capacity to reason. And not even in a fucking vent. He's
Yeah.
just going on the ship, not disguising his face,
Oh, it's going
just out in
through,
the hallway talking to Joshua like he's not a wanted man.
right? It's so baffling. And the idea is we're going to free Diana, and Diana is going to supplant Anna while she's on the ground, and Diana is going to Riku, I guess. Is that a Riku? You take back your crown, your throne. Um, At least it gets Diana out of the freaking cave, which I was applauding, but it's like too little, too
I just
late.
don't understand how people keep coming and going from this place, but she can't leave.
Yes, right. Is there guards there that we don't see? I don't think so. As I know.
Why didn't anyone else like Ryan get in trouble for going to visit her?
Right, and Lisa going to visit her.
And Joshua.
And Joshua, yeah, and Marcus. Everybody went down there eventually. Everybody knew she's there at this point. How did it not spread like a wildfire?
At this point, it'd be like, oh yeah, we know the queen's in the cellar. What are you talking about? Been there the whole time. And also, she's all of their mother.
All of their mother. That's right. That's right.
But Anna refers to her as if she's only her mother. It's very confusing.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all either. Like, is Anna special, Ma? Like, I don't understand how. Here we are, 10th episode. What does this breeding work? How does the breeding work? We have eggs. We have Lisa, who is obviously a special child somehow. Why? No idea. We have Egbert. Why? No idea. We have the trackers who are kids, the other kids. There's no hierarchy here at all. It makes absolutely no sense, and it's just
also ridiculous. Why do they need breeding to happen on the ships? Can she not like go to a hotel room with Tyler for an hour and then come back and be pregnant? Like, you don't need a ship that to happen on a ship.
And I have to challenge, like, it's the creatures that they are. We've seen them unmasked now. We've seen the baby girl. Like, they don't even look remotely humanoid, really. It's like this weird, like, almost reptilian insect kind of thing. So, like, when Robin gets pregnant in 85, at least it's a humanoid alien impregnating her. We are to believe that Tyler can just impregnate this bug, basically.
Oh my god. PLD. He's a were-cicada.
He's a were-cicada. Holy shit. For a show that is centering around breeding, you've decided to make your show about breeding. You don't have the first show Bible idea about the visitors and their children. That's like the first thing you have to do if you're going to make a show about breeding. If that's your central crux, you got to have an internal show Bible for that. They don't. Shocking, I know. All right, let's go with death number 1. Diana gets out of the cave.
Oh, hang on. Wait, let's go back. I still don't understand what their intentions are with Earth. Do they just want to make babies? Don't get me wrong. I think that's very evil. But if, the worst thing ever is they want to send some of their female aliens to have sex with some guys, honestly, there are enough incels. I think we can manage this, and we get free healthcare out of it. This seems like a fucking gold deal.
Yeah, and is it only one way? Like, is it only because there are plenty of women who are taken up for the live aboard program too? So does it go the other way? Do men, the visitor alien men?
We don't talk about it like that ever, though.
Right. So why they?
I'm also really confused about the whole breeding thing because they keep talking about Lisa being the future of their species survival. They're going to die if she doesn't have eggies.
But yeah, there's 538.
Why do we need breeding ships?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why do her babies matter? Also, how can Egbert? We get Egbert. I'm just fast forwarding. Egbert is aged up and comes out looking identical to Lisa.
Intentionally, they put Lisa's skin on her. Lisa's skin on her.
Lisa had to reach a point where she was able, to fertilize the eggs and had to have her queen skin. Did Egbert go through all that already?
Joshua sped up the process, so obviously he did, I guess.
Because they haven't done that with Lisa? We could have knocked this out. Lisa could have had Tyler within that first damn week and spared us a lot of trouble.
This whole show could have been a season. I got 2 weeks long. Yeah, it makes no sense. This whole thing is ridiculously stupid at this point. So, I forgot I did before we go to Diana getting the axe. We get the whole thing, and Anna acts like she's emotional with Lisa because obviously Lisa's emotional, and then Lisa can't do it. And Lisa is she? Like, am I missing it? Is she that stupid, or does she want her mom to love that much? That gullible?
Yeah, I think she is.
I guess. Well, it feels like she's also witnessed her being so manipulative at times. Like, she's got to know, but I guess the heart wants what the heart wants in a way. I guess I can forgive that to a degree because I can't forget the plan. So let's do it anyway. So they go back up, and Diana is like, I think she's going to bliss everybody herself. I think that's what the plan was. I don't know. They aren't very explicit beyond we're going to get Diana dressed in white, standing on a stage. And that's going to solve all their ills, and that's the coup. And then Diana's about to do it, and what happens? Anna sticks a tail through her and kills her with a great line of "That's how you kill your mother." That was actually kind of a fun line.
No, that's how you kill your mother.
Now that's how you kill your mother. I like that. Good delivery and everything. Every once in a while, the writers will have a passably good line. And how pissed off were you at that? Like, I guess you don't
care. Kill her.
Because you don't care anymore. Because you don't care for the show. True. I was pissed because I love Jane Badler, and I remember being pissed when it happened. And I'm watching it, and the whole time it's like you said it earlier in the show, hamster on the wheel. Like, you have spent probably 7, 8 episodes or whatever with Diana in this freaking cave doing absolutely nothing over and over again. You finally get her out to do something, and you kill her off. Now, wouldn't it have been far more interesting if she escaped and took some of V's with her, even having some kind of I don't know, a separate part of their own? Couldn't that have been an interesting setup to move forward the season wide? Instead of what is killing her do?
I think it works for the scene, for the line. Also, I don't think they knew what to do with her, so I'd rather they just kill her off than keep her on the show.
I guess. Maybe she wanted to go at that point. She might not want to stuck around. You're like, yeah, this is what you can do with me. Yeah, you can write me off now. Okay, so we lose Jane Badler. Fine. And then we also lose Morris Chestnut pretty soon afterwards.
Episodes ago.
Last season. And Amy kills him. The kid kills him, which is kind of dark, but okay, I get it. They made her she is now this
very manipulated by Anna.
Yeah.
Although I will say, while I appreciate the aging up the child, because nobody wants a baby on the show, no one wants to work with a baby, no one wants to watch a baby. I do think it's a little bit of an issue, and sometimes writers fall into this, when you have a character that's constantly changing visually for an audience, it's very hard to lash on to them emotionally.
Agreed. Even, yeah. I mean, it was definitely a trope done in this show before in V. We actually had Elizabeth do the same thing. Go from a kid to Jennifer to Friday the 13th.
They did it really quickly, and then they held on the same character for most of the show.
Right, which is the better way to do it. I also want to say that death sequence was so god awful. It looked so bad. It looked so CGI. And it basically made Morris Chestnut go, oh, and then fall over dead. To the point where I was like, wait, did that kill him? Did that really just kill him? That's it? We're done? Not that I cared, because Ryan's
really, I wrote LOL, she killed him.
Right, pretty much it. I'm going to skip over the next part because we're going to talk about this at the end. The next bit we have is we get to see, you know what? let's get into it. This is probably my favorite part of the show. The death of Tyler. If only because I was just happy to see him killed.
Yeah, the scene is reminiscent of when Anna was making the scouter guys, trackers, whatever they're called.
Right.
It's almost the exact same position, like lovemaking scene. And then afterwards, she praying mantises him, and I love it.
It's actually it was kind of fun. And it was also cool. Like, I guess, again, it's a little too late. If we had a season 3, it would have been Tylerless. How good would that have been for us?
Well, then we would have had a menstrual horror, or no, it's not a menstrual, a gyno horror show, which I don't know, which I dislike more.
Okay, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's fair, I guess. But I would take having no Tyler on the show anyway. I think I would take that over Tyler on the show. That's why I was so tired of Tyler. His character also, his arc was pretty much done. Although Erica doesn't even get to say bye.
Done.
Been done for a long time, right? Yeah, those are 3 deaths, right? Those are the big 3. Anything else? Anybody else die? I think that's it, right? Death-wise. Yeah, death-wise, that's it.
You know, when it comes to like arcs, I feel like Hobbs is a character that doesn't change. Science Guy is a character that doesn't change. Erica can have an arc. Jack could have an arc. Everyone else needs to be kind of static. Maybe Marcus can change, but everyone else, there's not really like room for there to have change.
Right.
Which is really not great for a TV show.
Right, because everybody's so static and it just doesn't you can't. Yeah, it basically becomes spinning wheels at that point, and that's the problem. The whole show is very spinning wheels. I think by trying to kill off a bunch of people, I think that was the idea, was to try to reset it and try to do something else with it, but it was, again, too little too late at that point. Did Jack even do anything in the show, really, in this episode? I don't remember Jack even doing anything in this episode.
Well, at the end, he gets blissed.
Yeah, he does get bliss at the end, that's true. And Hobbs runs out of town.
Yeah, I don't know why. I missed it.
No idea.
Oh, okay.
You didn't miss anything. Like, it was like there was like the plan failed, and then I don't know. There was no real thing. All of a sudden, Hobbs just disappeared, and I'm wondering if there is going to be some kind of like explanation in season 3. Like, maybe that was the idea. Something like he came back and maybe he heard about Sarah. I don't know what it was, but all of a sudden, like, it felt like they failed in their plot, and then Hobbs decided, I got to get out of town now because Lisa's back on the good guy or the bad guy's side now. So now I'm going to. I don't know, but for someone who was all into Erica a couple minutes ago, he's pretty easy. Leaves her pretty easily. Again, that might be part of why I didn't like the other one episode so much, is like the idea like he was into her, and then just like left at the drop of a hat, and like I don't know, just didn't work. Marcus admitting betrayal to Anna and offering death. Again, Marcus doing his Marcus thing, but I guess he chooses to be on Anna's side again at the end of the day.
Just more dumb conversations about like human emotion, being manipulative and weaponizing emotion. You know, you don't need to have emotions to be an emotional manipulator. Point and reference most serial killers.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Let's see. Anna finding out Chad is the voice on
Cats.
The resistance fighter, or the resistance, the kidnapping plot. So therefore, I guess moving forward, Chad would have been no longer on the air, and he would have been a full-time resistance fighter. Which, guess what that means? He would have absolutely no point in this show.
Yeah.
Like,
and then she also knows Erica is working with the 5th column.
Yes. So that's where we ended with that as well. And I mean, that wouldn't matter anymore because of how they ended it. I mean, let's get to it now. We got the final bit of it, honestly, is Marc Singer does show up with 6 minutes left. of the show. 6 minutes left of the show, and Marc Singer shows up. I guess that pissed me off that why Jane Ballard gets killed off too. Like, if you're going to have Jane Ballard and Marc Singer come back, you're not going to have them have a scene together. Like,
I thought he was going to show up like literally right before the credits rolled with a line. So I was surprised there was this much. But what there was so bad. PLD. I want to walk away.
Not playing Mike Donovan, playing Lars Tremont,
leader of Project Ares.
Project Ares.
And at first I was like, should I already know what that is? Because I don't.
Nope.
Okay. He has a horrible goatee. No offense to him. I wrote my IQ is lowering.
Like, the thing is, I kind of feel like Project Ares would have been a better resistance kind of thing throughout. But they've obviously been there this entire time, and they've done.
Oh my God, PLD. When Chris and Paul turned around, I was so livid. What a terrible retcon.
Yes.
Like, it is so evident they were writing these episodes in a bottle and not looking at what had come before or caring about what comes after.
Because it made those other episodes make absolutely no sense. Because Chris was so intently trying to prove something, like to get her wrong, and now they're trying to make it that they were testing her. Like, that's what I put a pin in earlier, because there was this scene earlier where Chris and Paul had a brief scene together where they said something like, well, looks like we know about Erica now, kind of thing, or something like that. And that's what led to them turning around. And it was supposed to be this big reveal, like, yep, you're with us now. And it's like, if you guys are that way, Erica had shown plenty of times before enough dislike of the visitors that you would have already approached her a long time ago.
So terrible.
Like the idea of a Project Ares, but if you're going to have it be something that's been there for a long time, we had to have some kind of build up to it.
It was like third act. Oh, guess what? Palpatine's back. It has been the whole time, huh? The whole time. I swear.
Raise the curtain, and there's this like well-equipped cabal underground. Like, they have resources, they have everything. Leaders of the free world. Where has this been the entire time? I don't get it.
Almost like they thought of it at the last moment.
They did. I was happy to see Marc Singer on screen again. I wanted him to get more. And obviously, we would have gotten more from him next season, if it ever happened. But it didn't. Chad gets arrested, by the way. I forgot about that. Or taken into custody by visitors, I think. There are visitors that took him in custody, which is weird because the visitors can just take him into custody now. And then we get
Anna wanted to speak to him.
Yeah, they basically took him in custody. I think that's why we don't know, because that's the last we see of Chad. So I kind of feeling like that Anna knows, and we know that Anna discovered that Chad was the voice.
Well, I just need to say that it's not like police or FBI showed up and read him his rights and put him in handcuffs. That's not what happened.
Right,
I think people just showed up and said, Anna wants to speak to you.
Right. Okay. So he's basically maybe he was gonna die or something. I don't know. Either way. Then Super Bliss happens, and Anna can bliss humans with help from Amy. I don't understand. First of all,
I thought Amy did it fully on her own.
I thought Anna was doing it with her.
Oh, I interpreted it as Amy doing it fully.
Oh, maybe she did.
Either way.
And I got either way.
Dumb.
Give
me less Star Child. How do you watch the original V and think Star Child? That's where we need to go. That's what we need. Super special child who can just do all the magics.
Whatever you need to do. Luckily, we don't know because we only had the one episode of her doing that. So luckily, that's it. We didn't get any more from that. That's probably exactly where it would have gone. I almost I can't project where it was going to go at that point. But we have the Super Bliss. She blisses the world, including Jack. So at the end of our episode ish, we have Hobbs gone,
Mhm.
Ryan dead,
Mhm.
Chad captured,
Check.
Jack blissed,
Check.
and so that basically Tyler dead.
Yep. The fact that
Diana
Eric,
dead.
we don't get to see
Lisa
Erica's
prison.
reaction to his death. It's such a bummer.
It is. Lisa imprisoned in the cave.
Yeah.
So we have nothing left. So I mean, like, I think season 3 was going to be Project Ares, and that was going to be the cast at that point. They might have gotten Jack back at some point. Maybe Hobbs would have shown up eventually later on, but that's what they were doing. I think they were knocking all these setting all these dominoes up to have like Project Ares and Marc Singer and Erica or Elizabeth Evans working together as the team, pretty much. And yeah, I mean, I would have been okay because I like Marc Singer, but that's about it. Why doesn't the bliss affect her when she goes up?
I thought it didn't affect everyone in Project Ares because they were so far below ground. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
then
I was
no,
just trying to think of a reason. I was wondering that too. I didn't get it.
well, that I got I that's kind of what they said, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That's fine. If you want to say that they're so far underground, fine. But then she goes up and sees them being blissed and Jack's blissed and everything else. So then why? Then it doesn't make any sense.
Oh
Like,
no, I think like if you're not there when it starts, it doesn't like you don't if you're not there at the beginning, you don't get to join.
is that what it is? Okay. It
That's
just
how I
seems
interpret it.
all right. That's fine. It's over. It's weird. We're done. It's over.
I wrote my eyes too are bleeding.
Yes, poor Anna, poor Marina Baccarin having to do that for this show. For this show of all shows. Mark, I wish you had a better shot at the show. I wish you were in earlier in the season. You might have helped out a little bit, but yeah, there's nothing doing it. The show is over. That's the best part of it. You have any other notes? We have a short episode, but it's the death knell. We were done. We were all done, and it actually lasted. If I remember correctly, there was a lingering like, will they or won't they get a season 3 that happened for a little bit actually. I remember actually thinking about that and going, like, I don't know now. Look, watching now, I don't know how this was even considered for season 2, let alone season 3 at this point.
I mean, it was an era of bad TV. Let's be fair.
I actually think that's what it was. I remember like thinking the reason why it made it, if I remember correctly, the reason why it got a season 2 was because ABC had nothing new that had hit. And so they didn't want to like admit complete failure. So they renewed like one show that so they could have something to come back on, fall back onto, whatever. I think if I remember correctly, that's what happened. I could be wrong on that. I could be just totally making it up, but I remember like that being the scuttlebutt at the time. And then like the idea was, I remember I used to watch this. I don't know if this site exists anymore. There used to be exist a show or a site that was called Canceled. I don't remember the name of the site even. Basically, the idea was it would give these like percentages of whether the show you like is going to be renewed or not for the next season. And like it was math involved. And they were taking a look at ratings and taking a look at I don't even know the whole scientific aspect behind it, but it was very thrilling to look, very interesting to look at. And they were generally right, like I'd say 90% of the time,
Oh
maybe
wow.
85. It was really good. They were really good. Like they had like things like going to be definitely, it was either renewed, definitely going to be renewed, most likely renewed, most likely canceled. Like there was one other category which is just before canceled, which is like on its last legs, whatever. And this was like basically on its last legs. But they mentioned this is where I read that article there. But the same type of thing happened. ABC didn't have a lot of success in 2011 either. So that was the idea. Like that would be the one thing that might save them. And they might get like one of those half seasons where like it'd be like you come back for the back half instead of like a full season kind of thing potentially. But it didn't. And here we are talking about it. For 15 years later, or whatever we are. I don't even know anymore. I'm done. It's over. We're good.
And we did the world a disservice.
Did the world a disservice. I hope you guys enjoyed our trash talking of this entire series the entire way through. I know some people were basically coming to watch Lego Rant at this point. That was like the big draw of our show, I think. But we are done. So you can stop watching now if you don't want to watch anymore, because now I think we're going to try to have fun again.
Hey, my positive rants are a lot more interesting.
I agree. That's why you should come for those. But Lego, where can the folks find you?
I can be found at Lego Rants on YouTube and Letterboxd, and I can be found at The Unhinged Binge on Instagram, YouTube, and anywhere you find podcasts such as Spotify. I mostly talk about horror movies, although when this airs, I should have an episode on Kroll up, hopefully.
Ooh, fun. You can find me at Paul Infantuzio on the old Blue Sky. You can find me all over this channel. I have a podcast on Star Wars we do every week with Matty Gunner called Holy Snokes. I do a podcast with PJ Campbell, 2 PLD Projects on film, going to the Superman franchise in preparation for the James Gunn Superman. On Patreon, we are doing the MCU rewatch for Patreon, patreon.com/PLD Projects, as well as YouTube membership. You get early access of review, and you get early access of Crown Jewels, and you get the bonus episodes of 2 PLD on film. Can't do that, then that's fine. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And we are finishing this section of V. I'm impressed. I'm done. I'm happy. We have now finished the original miniseries, V: The Final Battle, the weekly series from 1985, the pitched reboot by JMS, and now this, the V 2009. So that is the complete V saga on screen, as it were. A couple of things left we're going to start getting into. We will be getting into the Big Finish audio, which is a recent thing that Kenneth Johnson heavily involved with, a remake of V, of the original V. And it is, I have listened to it. I'm going to listen to it again for a review. It is pretty faithful modernization. Like, it's definitely taking place in 2024 or 2025. But all the rest of it is basically pretty modern, except for, I think I mentioned on the air before, the one random like name change from who was it that got changed? Robert Maxwell became like Richard Maxwell or something for under no real reason. I don't know. It's weird. But otherwise, it's good to talk about, I think. And we'll be doing the books and the comics, but we will also be doing some visualization because we are a visual medium. And I'm going to leave that to Lego, I think, for the first part. We're going to do review adjacent. She's going to pick a V adjacent show movie to tackle. I don't know if you've made your decision yet to go whatever you want to go first, but
I mean, there's one obvious answer. What we have to do first.
Okay.
Independence Day.
Independence Day. Okay. We will cover Independence Day as a matter of review adjacent. I think we're going to take a little break first. May not come back right away. May take a little time to regroup after maybe celebrate the death knell of this show before we come back, reboot, and have fun with that. So we'll do that first. Then we'll get into the Big Finish stuff. And then we'll I think we'll do some alternating stuff. We'll do some like review adjacent, and then we'll do some review books and comics. And always depends on how long it takes to read the books and how long it takes to read the comics, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we'll keep going. And then when we're out of V stuff entirely, we might just stop the podcast there and just do a different podcast at that point, potentially. Because I like working with Lego, and I hope it's the same. So I think we could find something else to work on eventually down the line. But that's down the line. In this case, raise a glass, have a drink. We are free. And I could not be happier. I know I speak for Lego when I say that she could not be happier either. So, right now, bitches, we're out of here.